Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly spin into stillness, our evening meditation event. I'm Reverend Robert Nashok, aka the Spiritual Spinister, and glad that you are here to make time in your week for some stillness, for some meditation, and for some self-reflection in both of those processes. It is a very warm day here in Washington, D.C. Springtime is budding, and I don't know about you, but I am very excited about this. It's been a long and cold winter in many ways, and feeling the hope of the spring, hope that you do as well. So we gather weekly here, and this is that time that we choose to ask some questions of ourselves, and then to go more deeply to perhaps discover some answers to those questions or some insight to what we're seeking, and hopefully learn a little bit more about how we can continue to become the best people that we can be. So we start that process, as is the I think the preferred way of starting any process, which is to set an intention. When we wake up, do we set that intention? When we walk into a new space, do we set that intention? When we hit the kitchen and start to make breakfast, do we set that intention? I know I can admit that I need way more reminders to do this, and it's usually when I get here that I remember how many times I haven't set an intention throughout the week. But this is the time to restart always. You know, every moment is the chance to start anew. So let's set that intention to set more intentions, right? So when we do set that intention, I like to write them down on a little slip of paper just like this. And the reason I do that is because when we were doing these in person, if we were to do them again in person, I would have a bowl, a brazier bowl, that would have a candle lit, and then following the meditation, we would bring our intentions up into that bowl, to the bowl, and we would toss those intentions into the flames. So as important as I think it is to articulate what we intend for this experience and for any of our experiences, it's just as important to let that go and allow the universe to unfold and allow those intentions to happen the way that they are to happen. So I continue this practice because you can still write the intention on a slip of paper. You can still hold it in your hand as you meditate, and you can still send energy this way, because I will write a second slip of paper that says everyone's intentions. And so as if we were all together, that one will serve as a proxy, as if you had come up and thrown your own intention into the bowl yourself. So let's do that now. And when you set the intention, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's whatever you would like to experience as a result of this meditation, whatever you can see for yourself, for tonight or for the next week. It's all up to you. It can be as simple or as complex as you decide, because this is your meditation. So we have the framework here each Wednesday. You can decide how exactly you use that framework. So let's set that intention now. And so you can see I've written everyone's intentions here on this one, if you can see through the glare, and this one will serve as our proxy. These will gather energy here as we meditate to be tossed into the flames following the meditation. and we can move on to our next step. So we've set that intention, and now we want to add a little more to it so that we have more with us to take into meditation. And we're going to draw a card. We're going to draw an oracle card from the Star Codes Astro deck. So this is a deck that I love. It's very simple. It's easy to understand. And I love the messages of this deck. Plus, as we've seen from last week, there are several cards from this deck that we have not drawn yet. So it's a 54 card deck, I believe. And we have drawn many of the cards repeatedly, which happens when you use the luck of the draw. But I really wanted to wait until we got to at least see each card once, or until I find a deck that I am excited about using, and whichever comes first. So with that in mind, we can draw the card deck now. And I shuffle, and we draw the top card. And the reason I draw the top card is if we were in person and I was giving you an individual reading, for instance, you would draw the cards. You would pick the cards. You would pick how you pick the cards. This is all you. But because we're not, and because we are agreeing that one card that we draw is the card for all of the intentions that we have set. So it's the one that's going to give us information. It's going to give us the same information, but it's going to be applicable differently to all of our intentions. And so I draw the top card so that you can see that I'm not reaching into the card with my own intuition. I'm not using it as a personal reading. I'm drawing that top card so that we see that it is all of our card. And some housekeeping issues. I do have a window open behind me, so that means natural sound. It is the city that I live in, and so that could mean sirens, that could mean dogs barking, that could mean people walking down the street shouting. My house is literally, I'm in the second floor, but I'm right on the sidewalk street of a very busy street, so you could hear any number of those things, including my dogs barking when another dog barks. So just keep that in mind. But I like to remind us all that you're also in a place where you have your own ambient noise happening, and so you might be startled or taken out of meditation briefly by something happening around you. Now, yes, that's distracting, but we want to be able to hone our own ability to return from that distraction into the stillness. So think of it as a little challenge if you get startled out of meditation to see how quickly you can breathe and focus on your breath and bring yourself right back in to a meditative state. So think of it as the little challenge that the universe gives us to keep still. Also, if you don't agree with the mysticism of the cards, that's fine too. You can think of the cards as a creative prompt. So it's going to give you more information. It's going to give you a new way of thinking about something. Maybe a word that gets thrown out or that I read about is going to offer more insight, or going to be that key that you need to think about your intention maybe a little differently or a little more expansively. That makes sense. So let's do this. I think we're ready to draw now. I've given out all of our housekeeping information. So the top card is... okay, so I legitimately don't know whether we've had this card before, but I love it. It's the 5th house, and it is passion. Passion. Fire. Excitement. Let's see. So, I'm going to put the card up for you to view yourself with me as I read more about the card. There it is. 5th house, passion. So take a look at this card. See what is resonating with you as you look at it. You see an easel with flowers, really signifying that whatever your passion is what you need to know for the intention that you've set this week. So get in touch with that passion, whether it's some sort of art, whether it's singing, whether it's whatever you do, resonates deeply within you, that takes you to a place of really what I consider divinity, that place where all time stops, where you are doing what you would do till the end of time if you could. So, passion. And if you know that we've done this card before, please hit me up in the comments. Let us know after you've liked and subscribed, of course. So like this meditation and subscribe to the pages, both the Facebook page and the YouTube channel if you can. That'd be great. Again, trying to build that community, trying to have an exchange, trying to have these like minds that are coming together tonight be able to share with one another about what works for them, what is important for them in meditation. So here we go. The fifth house, passion. If your card were a village map, the fifth house might be the outdoor cafe on the square where romance hovers, teenagers meet, and children run around the edges. Music wafts. A poet speaks. Here, people take risks. The fifth house speaks of our capacity to love in the form of affairs, romance, self-expression, creative processes, investments, and performance. The action of this card: ponder your loves and your longings. Whatever activates your heart, and ask yourself what you love enough to share with the whole world. The fifth house asks you to believe in yourself and put this activated heart into action. Think of what activates the sparkly magic you feel when your artistic muse plays with you. Remember what stirs the first twinkle in the eye of a new relationship, the luminous quality of the beginnings of a love affair. No matter your age, your inner adolescence sparks your creative process. To nurture that spark, be playful. Grab a spontaneous moment and let your imagination wander. Look for a work culture that encourages playful, creative risk-taking and adventurous collaboration and exploration. This is where the juicy new ideas arise. To form a good foundation for partnerships, don't skip the courtship. Learn how to bring each other joy and come back to renew that spark in the years ahead. The fifth house also speaks of the children of the heart, of the arts, and of the body. The desire for a child, a love affair, the first stirrings of a book or sculpture, or the first notes of a song are the sparks for this creation. The fifth house asks you to take a risk, and then you may need to invest in materials and be disciplined to manifest your desires. The challenge of this card: bring your inner adolescent out to play, but watch that it doesn't get stuck in a self-centered place, swept up in the thrill of creation and damn the consequences. The gift of this card: let your light shine. Let it be a gift to all the world. Your instructions are to play, create, love, inspire, and my favorite statement, to be glorious. Oh yes. So we've been working on a lesson with my Course in Miracles group, and that lesson says that the lesson is that we repeat throughout the day: I am the light of the world. This is why I am here. This is my only function. I'm the light of the world. This is why I am here. This is my only function. And this card that we've drawn tonight reminds us to let that light shine. It's why we are here when we are creating, when we are sharing ourselves. That is the purpose that brings us to this earth. So that's exciting to me. How does it relate to the intention that you've set? That is curious to me, but only you can answer that question, and only you can answer that question as we meditate, even more importantly. So let's get comfortable. Let's begin to relax our bodies more and more. Let's get excited and curious to see what we learn when we go more deeply about this idea of passion, about letting our light shine, doing what we love to do. So we're going to take some breaths together, and with each breath, I want us all to just relax more and more. So just imagine your body just kind of as a whole, just like with every exhale, you're just going to relax and become more and more weightless. So as we breathe in, hold, and then exhale slowly, and just imagine your body becoming more and more weightless. So we're going to do this 3 times. The first 2, just keep your eyes open and focused and saying hello. On that 3rd breath, you can close your eyes, allow them to flutter closed. I'm going to keep the card up on the screen for you to check in if you need to remind yourself of what the artwork is on the card, or how it all looks, or how it speaks to you. And but allow your body to just begin to become more weightless as we breathe. I'm going to grab a little sip of water. So let's do it. Let's inhale through our nose and hold. And as you exhale, just allow your body to feel more and more light. Keep your eyes open so that you're aware of this process to start. Inhale again and hold. And exhale slowly. And our body's getting lighter and lighter, more and more floaty. And our last breath. And exhale slowly. As your eyes flutter closed. And the card is up on the screen. And so just keep your breath at an intentional pace, but something that is comfortable for you. Breathe. Relax. And as we become more and more relaxed and more lightweight, let us imagine for a moment that we're leaving our physical selves behind. We're leaving our body. We're leaving any pain or discomfort. Any anxiety. Any discomfort. We just leave it behind as we begin to rise out of our body into our imagination, that ethereal space, the space of our thoughts, our visions, and our imagination. Here, whatever we imagine is real. For we are choosing our thoughts without the burden of our body saying, "That's not possible. I'm not that. I'm not floating in the air. I'm a body, I can't float." Here in this space, everything is possible. Breathe. feel so safe right now. We are in a space, in a familiar space in our homes or wherever we're meditating from, but also as a community here in the cyberspace, in the ethereal zone. We are free to imagine whatever we would like. And now we are choosing to just allow the space to become gently dark. The space is our mind, the space is our being. And I want us first to think about what we wrote on that intention slip of paper just a few minutes ago. And then I want us to think about some creative process that we love doing. Or any process. It could be an athletic experience. Any experience that takes us to that space both out of our body, but also fully embodying our body, where we feel complete and whole and real and authentic. It could be when we do artwork or sing or act in a play or write. When we play with our children or have a conversation with our best friends. That activity, that experience that brings us that complete joy. And so in this dark space, this gently dark space, let's imagine there's a very beautiful white candle appearing before us, unlit. And when we realize that that candle is our intention, and realize that it is unlit, we know that the way to ignite it is with our passion. Even if our intention seems unrelated, we know now that igniting our passion will somehow open us up to achieving that intention. So, as we imagine that passionate activity or that passionate experience where we transcend and yet fully embody, we see that candle and its wick burst with a flame that begins. And that flame dances. And as we imagine that passion and that candle that represents our intention, that flame burns more brightly with more energy, whether it's heat energy or cool energy. This is you deciding. That candle begins to melt away like all waxed candles do. But the melting away of that candle is the amount of space between us and that intention. And so as our passion is lit, so does that candle burn more and more. So does that intention become more and more fully realized. And we know that when that candle burns out, our intention is fulfilled. So imagine that passion being so warm and bright and energized that that candle burns. It melts until the flame reaches the bottom of the candle. And the surface that the candle is on extinguishes that flame so gently until all that is left is this beautiful, safe, dark, beautiful space. And we know in our hearts, in our imagination, that our intention is being realized, is being manifest. And we rejoice in this idea and can see fully how, in order to activate ourselves toward any intention, getting in touch with our passion unlocks us and opens us to reaching the fulfillment of that intention. So with this wonderful idea, with this wonderful solution that we can use again, perhaps even scale it up into other aspects of our lives, we joyfully and happily choose to come back to our physical selves from this place of imagination. And we do that by seeing our physical body around us or ahead of us, just relaxed and enjoying this time of relaxation and rejuvenation. And we can imagine our essence, our being, our presence, just beginning to slowly seep back into that physical body. And as we go back into that body, we realize that our pains and discomforts and stresses, they don't exist just now yet. We can pick those up along the way if we would like. But for now, as we re-enter our body, we re-enter with safety, with comfort, with enthusiasm, and with curiosity at how we will be using and experiencing our passion and our intentions. And we realize that we've been breathing those wonderful, deep, restorative breaths on our own. Our body has never stopped this process. And we choose to return completely with 3 quick breaths, and we'll open our eyes on the third one. So let's inhale and exhale quickly. Inhale and exhale quickly. And one more breath as we exhale quickly and open our eyes together. And there we are. Getting in touch with our passion to unlock our intentions. We can do this with anything. I myself have realized that when I am feeling stuck, it means I'm not creating something. I am not using my passions. And it doesn't mean that I'm using my passion to create the intention necessarily. It just means that I need to be able to be unlocked in order to see pathways, in order to think creatively or think expansively to meeting the intention. So, if you're feeling stuck, create. Get in touch with your passion. Do what you need to do. Ignite it. Manage it. And learn from it. So, let us, before I forget, send these intentions off into the flames. So, again, if we were in person, I would say, please fold your little slip of paper, bring it up to me, and let's toss it into the flames. We're not in person. I'm going to toss them into the flames. I'm going to start with mine, and then I will add ours so that they're all burning together at the same time. As this one goes in, so does the other go in. And up they go. And as they burn into the universe, so do we know they will be returned to us. Beauteous, beauteous. Well, this is it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I can see if anybody's here and give you a shout out if you're on Facebook or if you're on the YouTubes, because we're always grateful for anybody that's here. And if I miss you, just know that you can still leave a comment. You can still listen to the recorded versions. Also, I have been uploading all of our meditations to my SoundCloud page, and I am going to, right after this, include that link in the notes for our meditation, so that you can click on those and listen to them in audio-only versions if you'd like. And also check out some of my music. All of these are on my link tree, which I will also put in the notes and the comment sections of these meditations. So we've got the opportunity for you to meditate and to continue on, or to listen again to ones that worked for you or with you, and continue to build this process for yourself. So, with that in mind, there's Rhea, blessings. Mwah. Thank you for joining, my angel. I love you so much. I will look forward to meeting you here next week. And remember, I am the light of the world. That is my only function. It is why I am here. Be glorious. That's what our card said this week right there. So be glorious. I love you. Good night.